What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be doing a tier list of the best 2 guides in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So these are the cards that are going to be on the list. We've got a bunch of pretty decent cards. The 2 guard position it's not the most stacked position in the world. It's really not. Small forward, power forward is that position this year. There are a lot of good ones. There are also quite a few kind of weak players on this list. So, before we get on to it, if you guys are new to the channel and enjoy my team content, subscribe. We upload more my team content here than anywhere else. And yeah, if you just want to learn about the game, especially from the no money spent perspective, this is the best place for that. So, anyway, now we are going to get on to the tier list. Also, if you guys do hear some clicking in the background, unfortunately, I am, as of right now, trying to make a thumbnail for this video, a thumbnail for my previous video, which is going to be a No Money Spent episode. It's already up. As well as that, we are trying to, well, just make sure I title and thumbnail that other video at the same time as making this. Because I'm going away at the weekend, and I also have a basketball game that I have to leave in 40 minutes. So I have to make 2 thumbnails, 2 title and thumbnails in the next 40 minutes. So that's a little bit not great, which is why this video is going to probably be a little bit shorter than another tier list, probably in and around the like 30 to 32 minutes range, I guess. Okay, so first up, Gary Harris, B tier. Harris is a debatable A tier inclusion. Gary Harris is a super nice card. Like, he doesn't have any flaws. He really doesn't. That's one of the things I will say about him, is that like Gary Harris shoots the ball really well. He dunks well, he dribbles well. I say he doesn't dribble particularly well. And his defense is fantastic. The only real problem with Gary Harris is he's a bit undersized. Like, and it's not even a massive amount undersized, so I'm not even going to call being 6'4" a flaw. It's just, when Jaylen Brown exists, there's no reason to use Gary Harris anymore. But he was in my team for the longest time. Like, when I played 2K Legends, I did well. Like, I played really well in 2K Legends. I got to like the EU last 4? I either lost in the last 4 or the last 8 of Europe. Either way, I still had a very good run. And Gary Harris was my defender off the bench. He has been kind of outclassed by a few people. Like, James Harden really came in and just took Gary Harris's spot and made it his own, because James Harden is absolutely ridiculously good in this game. But at the same time, Gary Harris still you can still use Gary Harris and be super successful in this game. So he's going to go B tier. Then we have got Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley sucks. I think his stats aren't terrible. He has base 18 with a grim upper. And like, for me, base 18 is one of the like legitimately worst jump shots. It's the reason why I didn't even make a video on this Clark Kellogg guy. I'm probably going to, probably should have made a video on him. But like, I didn't even bother making a video on Clark Kellogg, even though he's free. Because Clark Kellogg, I looked through him and I was like, his stats are good. But nope, he has that base 18. Like, Dantley's stats in general are good. Like, he is a diamond. He is completely free. But like, I've played against guys doing his XP. He sucks. He genuinely sucks. So I don't know. I know a lot of people like him, but I am not a fan at all. And then we have got Anthony Simons, B tier. Simons works as a screener. He's a little bit undersized, but he got that super long wingspan. He still has that niche. The niche that I've been telling you guys all about since day one. Obviously, now that the comp guys use it, the comp guys use guards as screeners. Now everyone, well, not only people know it, people know how to guard it if you're not good at it. But now you're seeing more and more people like notice that tactic. So the likes of guys like Simons are pretty good. Again, I've been using that Simon screener technique since the start. He fits a niche. He's not this unbelievable card, but again, he does fit a niche. So we're going to have him in here. Next up, we have got Bingo Smith A. Bingo's so good. Like, Bingo is he is flawless. He is an absolutely flawless card. Again, the only thing with Bingo Smith is you could argue maybe he's a little bit undersized, 6'5". He has base dribble style, but he's got a super nice release, a super easy release to green. He also shoots the ball really well. He dunks it well. He's got LeBron James upper. He's got LeBron James dunk animations. And the guy has 60 tokens. I don't know why more people don't use Bingo Smith. Actually, I kind of do, because most people on their team, they have like a James Harden who's a slightly better version of Bingo Smith. But like again, if you guys didn't get James Harden last season, the Bingo Smith's probably... Actually, no, Harden moves better. But Bingo Smith is a decent alternative. He's not the best alternative for Harden, because I don't believe there is necessarily a budget or slash free alternative to Harden, but he is really, really good. So now, we have spent 5 minutes going over 4 players. Bradley Beal, C. Beal shoots is horrific on defense. He is absolutely horrific on defense. For that reason, I'm putting Bradley Beal in C tier. Like, he shoots the ball well. Of course he shoots the ball well, but like, is Bradley Beal better than Duncan Robinson? I don't think so. And I don't think Duncan Robinson's going higher than like B or C tier. Like, Duncan Robinson's probably going to be C tier. And Bradley Beal, in my opinion, is worse than him. He was a card that a lot of people were excited about at the start, because he actually he played offense. And I think he was in... Was he in the first batch? Yeah, it was Duncan, Beal, and CP3. He wasn't the very first batch of primetime cards. So people still had... The hype was still kind of there for primetime back then. But right now, obviously, there is absolutely zero hype for primetime. No one really used this card. He's not great. Cade, at this stage in the game, he's D tier. Dude's 6'8" guard. So like, if you're someone like Ty, the way he plays the game, yeah, Cade's still going to be kind of useful, because he's 6'8", he's got good lateral, and he has a lot of good stats. He's a good driving dunk as well. Problem is that Cade doesn't really come with too many badges, and I just think he's outclassed at this stage. I really do. I just think at this stage in my team, Cade Cunningham is completely outclassed. Chris Duarte, A. Chris Duarte does everything. He does everything decent right. Like, he's... Nah. I think he's better than... I'm putting him in B. High B, but he's better than Gary Harris. I'm standing by that. Chris Duarte has got one of the fastest releases in the game. Like, he genuinely has a super, super quick release, which is a big thing in the game. As well as that, it's super easy to green. His ball handling is good. Or say his ball handling is not great. His defense is good. He's got a good player build. Like, for me, there's like nothing really wrong with him. Like, if we're looking at the best of the best 2 guards, is he one of them? No. But can he hold his own in any setting? Yeah. Like, if I played him at small forward instead of... I think I play ML Card small forward. I don't know who do I bring up the bench? No, I bring up Mullen. There is quite a big difference. But if you had Bingo Smith and you replaced him with Duarte, you would barely notice the difference. They both do the exact same thing. So yeah, that's where he's going. He might get moved up. Cliff Hagan, C. Cliff Hagan's good though. Cliff Hagan is just like a slightly worse version of a Gary Harris. But like, Cliff Hagan, he's got that base 17, which Hondo's probably going to have. His jumper is pretty nice as well. His defense is not terrible. I just have bad memories of this card because of how much his card sucked last year. His card absolutely sucked last year. That Amethyst, or that Diamond Cliff Hagan. So I just have bad memories. D'Angelo Russell, D. He's not good. He kind of moves, but that's it. Don't rate him. Ainge. Like, if this is what we have a C tier, Ainge is D tier. He really is. Like, he's not terrible. Ainge shoots. He shoots it well. One of the greatest athletes to ever live. Like, Danny Ainge legitimately is one of the best all-around athletes in the history of man. And by athletes, I'm not talking about just running high and jumping high. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure Danny Ainge was in the ML, like, was drafted into the MLB. I know Pat Connaughton was as well, but like, I'm pretty sure Danny Ainge, like, in every sport he played, he was like absolutely unbelievable, and didn't specialize. Like, he is one of the greatest athletes to ever live. But Griffith, I'm gonna put Griffith in B. I don't rate Griffith that highly at all. I don't think he's bad either. Like, he's a shooter, kind of a shooter. He's kind of a dunker, but because he doesn't get quick for a step range dribbling, it's hard to get into position to dunk. He's a decent but not spectacular defender. I'm going to put Griffith in B. David Thompson, a little bit lower than Griffith. They basically are the same card, except for the fact that David Thompson is the tiniest bit worse than him. Okay, so then we got DeMar DeRozan. DeRozan sucks. DeRozan genuinely sucks. Like, if you're asking me who's better, DeRozan or Cliff Hagan, I mean, I think I'm taking Cliff Hagan. I think most people would say DeRozan, but I mean, it's a close one. Like, DeRozan is... No, I'll give DeRozan C tier, but man, DeRozan's bad. Des Mason, he's going to go D tier. His release is good. He got the J.R. Smith release. And he's the closest thing we're going to get to J.R. Smith this year because he is no longer in the game. Dunks the ball well, shoots it. We will get a good Desmond Mason. I'm telling you that right now. Like, his release is good enough. He gets good enough dunk animations. At some stage of the year, we'll get a good Desmond Mason. This card's just not really it. All right, let's go and get our low tier players. You suck. Oh my god, he sucks. I think I might have to move around some of these tiers because I don't think any of these guys are bad that we have in the rest of this tier list. Monte, E. Okay, you guys are going into E. You're going into E. Yeah. That's the way it is. I think Manu has his own tier. Yeah, Manu has his own tier. He's not bad. Ginobili is not bad in this game that I'm giving him. I think he rightfully deserves his own tier. He sucks. Like, if you're as bad as this Manu Ginobili card is, you deserve to be have your own tier in the game. So yeah, now let's go on to the next player, which is Devin Booker. Booker's not bad. Like, he is super underrated. He has a good release, a fast release. Not only that, like, he may not be, like, if you are playing this game competitively, is he better, for example, than Gary Harris? Probably not. But, like, I've seen so many guys that are not very good at this game run their whole game through Devin Booker and have a bit of success. So, he's good, man. He's good. And again, high bracket SBMM, you might struggle. If you're playing the dudes that I'm playing in Unlimited, my god, you guys should watch the next 2 episodes of the Road to Gary Payton series. I played against, in the next 2 episodes, I play FF Lito 3 times. And FF Lito is an absolute demon who had the best team in the game. But yeah, I just get it's ridiculous. Donovan Mitchell, S. A lot of you guys might say he shouldn't be S tier, and I think I might move him down, but for now, he is the best player here. He is still one of the best, if not the best, primary ball handling 2 guards in the game. I'm going to put Mitchell in A because I just realized that is definitely gassing because there are definitely better guys, but he's going to go into A tier. I'm going to go C tier for Duncan Robinson. Duncan Robinson can score. He can score, lads. And if a player can score, there's always room for them in the team. It'll be interesting actually to see what the requirements for MyTEAM Limited are. Because that kind of makes things interesting. Because if MyTEAM Limited, if this is Sapphire weekend, I'm making bank on my Duncan Robinsons. He's so good. Wade, B. Like, he just is B tier. He's okay. Quickly. Reluctant D tier. I would like to put Quickly in C tier. Emmanuel Quickly can score. He genuinely can score. If you need a player to just put the ball in the basket for Sapphire as the one, outside of Jalen Suggs, he might be the next best. He really might be. In terms of overall game, I probably would take like a Dennis Smith Jr. as a Sapphire and lower point guard, but Quickly's nice. You can't really play him at the 2. But I mean, he works at point guard. He's good. Jalen Green down with these guys. And the funny thing is, like, the 2 Jalen Greens are so different. They don't have anything similar. They completely changed all of, like, Jalen Green's movement. They changed his jump shot with this card. They're not even similar. Like, this card has got 22 and a weird upper. This one is 94. So that's 22 and a good upper. This one is 94. But I prefer this Jalen Green to every player at C tier. I prefer him to every player here at C tier. I'm putting B. I like him. I think he's very, very similar to like Tyler Hero. He's very similar. He's like a slightly worse Zach LaVine. I actually really like him. Harden is our first S tier player. No brainer. James Harden is S tier. As far as 2 guards go, like, yeah, is Kobe better than him? Yeah. Is Jaylen Brown better than him? They do different things. I think Kobe's the only player that I would say without question if you're asking me who I would take over Harden in any circumstances, I would say, you know what, I would take Kobe over him. But at the same time, like, you've got a really good batch of players. So next up, we have got Jason Richardson, B. I know some people will put him in A. I know some people genuinely will put J Rich in A. And I'm cool with that. If you think Jason Richardson's an A tier player, that is perfectly fine. For me, he's in that, like, in between A and B. And I think he lacks quite a bit on defense. So for me, I think the best place to put him is down here in B tier. So then we've got Jaylen Brown, A, S. No brainer. Jaylen Brown, superb card. Absolutely superb card. The guy shoots the ball at an elite level. The guy's defense is unbelievable. His movement is nice. I mean, there are really no flaws. There are no flaws whatsoever to this Jaylen Brown card at the 2. Doesn't matter which Jaylen Brown card you get, by the way. Like, if you want to get the cheaper Jaylen Brown, they're the same. They are the exact same. And it's not even like he gets a mask. So it's not even like you can make the argument being like, oh, I kind of want the mask on my guy. No, he like legitimately the exact same. So yeah, now we are going to go on to the next player. And it is Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan's going D tier. Like, Jerry Sloan sticks D. Like, Jerry Sloan can play defense. And by play defense, I mean, like, he's got clamps, really good, really solid lateral. He shoots the ball at a mediocre rate. He's got really good badges. So yeah, he's D. He's a little bit low stats wise. Stackhouse C. I mean, Stackhouse is just, he's gonna hit shots. Not gonna do anything else really. Paxson D. Like, he's 6'6" with his best. The only thing he does well is having 86 ball handle with terrible dribble 6. Like, you could get away with him day one if you just wanted, because there were no 6'6" guards that could even play the slightest bit of defense. But, like, is he better than Duncan Robinson? No. Is he better than Jerry Sloan? No. Jim Paxson, or Jim Paxson, not John Paxson, isn't that good. Joe Harris literally just shoots the ball. Like, he does nothing else. He shoots the ball well. I'll give him that, but he does nothing else. Josh Giddey. I actually liked Josh Giddey before I just got rid of his behind the back. I actually think he's a kind of fun card to use. I've used Giddey a few times in draft. He's very fun. I don't think he's very good, but he's fun. He's very fun to use. He moves really well. His movement is surprisingly really good in game. So yeah, I'm high on him. I'm very much high on him as a player. So then we have got Junior Bridgman C. He's so slept on just because of how good what's his name is. He is so slept on because of how good Serge Ibaka is. Not having all the, like, Amethyst token awards, is that because you only need to get one of them, everyone just got Serge Ibaka and stopped looking at them. And then for this season, because of how bad what's his name was, because of how bad the Trez card was, a lot of people were just like, oh, just Amethyst awards terrible outside block. It's like, no, Amethyst is probably the best all around. Like, Amethyst, you got Steven Jackson, you got a really good Steven Jackson card, you got a really good what's his name, Bridgman card, and you got a really good Fred Brown card. They're just not Ibaka. But Bridgman C tier. Kobe S. No question about it. Kobe Bryant is in S tier. And we are right now through 19 minutes of this video, and we gotta get through these last players in 10 minutes. Oh, we're good. We're good. We can get through all these in 10. Let me just quick fire the lower overall players. LaMelo D. He can still move. Westfall's good. Birdsong D. He's just a little bit undersized, but Birdsong was actually really good for his time. If you locked in for Otis Birdsong on day one, you actually got a pretty good player. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, normally I'm not that high on doing any exchanges, but if you on day one did the exchange for Otis Birdsong, you got a nice little player on your hands. So cannot knock anyone who did that. Sprewell. Hey, Sprewell's got a decent jumper. Like, it's the Fournier jumper. It is the Evan Fournier jumper. And I know a lot of people hate the Evan Fournier. So Fournier jumper. But it's Evan Fournier, Landry Fields. They all have the exact same release. So, I like it. I don't know why. Some people hate it. I like it. I like it on both gens. Lou Dort B. Lou Dort is so good. This is your draft. This is the best player. Like, if they're ever limited with a limited amount of rubies, I always use Lou Dort. I may stop because I can use a Sapphire and Dwyane to lock people down. But like Lou Dort is Lou Dort is the best defender at Amethyst or lower in the game, or at Ruby or lower in the game. He's crazy. He is crazy. Luka Doncic, C. Doncic is not as bad as people say. He's also not as good as people thought he was going to be. But he's alright. Marquez Johnson, C. I don't think he's good. I hate that release. I absolutely hate that release. So if you like his release, then fair enough. His stats are actually pretty good. But for me, I do not rate him at all. I think that he is he can be a liability on the floor, and I also really like playing against him. But at the same time, he was a free exchange card, so if you got him, you got him. It is what it is. Caron Butler's better though. Michael Cooper B. Like he's like Lou Dort, but not as good. Michael Jordan A. He's so good on defense, but his offense leaves a lot to be desired. His offense really does leave a lot to be desired, so we're gonna put Michael Jordan A tier. Money Mitch Richmond. I mean, he's Booker. Mitch and Booker are so similar. They are so similar as cards, so it's like, if you are high on Devin Booker, surely you're going to be quite high on what's his name, on Mitch Richmond. So I gotta put them in the same tier. They are very, very similar cards. Paul Westphal. Now I'm putting Westphal as a reluctant C tier. I was so high on Paul Westphal at the start of the year. I was so high, but as time went on, I just feel that Paul Westphal just got a little bit outclassed because they were better players. Ray Allen, C. Ray Allen and Beal, very, very comparable cards. Then we have got Rip Hamilton, A. You may be arguing an S tier. And are there any more S tier guys? No, you know what, you go S tier. And yeah, I'm not putting Jordan or Rip Hamilton in A. Screw it, Mass Rip goes S. Ear Mast. On the edges of going down though. Richie Garen's not bad. He's A. Or he's B. Richie Garen is very similar level to like a Dwayne Wade, to a Darryl Griffith and stuff. So I'm going to put him into this tier. I don't think he's the best player in the world. A lot of people are higher on this card than I am. But I also don't think he's a bad card at all. Ron Boone, A. Borderline S. But I do think I'm going to stick with these 5 in S tier. Ron Boone, without doubt, an A tier player. Superb at point guard. I'm still annoyed to this day that I didn't get the guy. Just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Terrence Ross has moved this Terrence Ross to the end. So we've gotten 3 Ruby cards and 1 Diamond. So I'm going to put Zach LaVine in A tier. Zach LaVine is just that little bit better than someone like a Jalen Green. And his movement is unbelievable. So if you can score, like offensively, he is up there with the best. And defensively, he's anonymous. But he's really, really good. So I'm going to put him A tier. So these last 3 guys. You guys might call me crazy. I'm going to go D for Terrence Ross. C for Tyrese Halliburton. B for Tyler Hero. I think Tyler Hero and Jalen Green are basically the same card. Tyler Hero's movement is ridiculous. His shots are ridiculous. I wish he got that Evo. Not only for my MT, he would have been pretty good. And then we've also got Halliburton. Halliburton moves really well. He shoots well when he's wide open. Problem is his release isn't great. But the good thing is that he does have gold sniper, so he's not going to miss whites. I don't like Terrence Ross. I just don't. Like, if you're asking me who's better, Terrence Ross or Des Mason, most people say, oh, Terrence Ross is way better. I think he shoots well. That's the only thing I think Terrence Ross does well. I can't get to the basket with the guy. Even with his signature signed, I just can't get to the basket with him. And if you can't get to the basket with him, you're going to struggle. Like, for me, he's probably the least confident I would be of using any player in this year. Like, I'm taking Melo over him. But yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. A little bit shorter with this tier list, obviously, because I'm in a bit of a rush. We managed to get the 2 thumbnails done anyway, thankfully. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.